Welcome back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I'm continuing with Final Fantasy III for the PSP. So in between episodes, I did some level grinding and got all of my characters up to level 15, as you can see. I also changed the classes of a few of my characters. So Ark is now a black mage. You'll notice he is missing headgear. Refia is a white mage, and Ingus is a warrior. Apparently I sold off my leather helmets at some point in a fever dream of selling stuff and trying to buy other things. You'll also notice that Ark and Ingus, since I recently changed their jobs, are not at full stats, so we'll have to do a couple battles before we head to the Tower of Owen to get them back up to full. Alright, so I headed over to Ur, and I actually picked up a couple of leather helms for my two mages. And so now we are all set to go. I did the requisite 4 battles to get the stats maxed out. We got all the equipment we want, and now we are ready to head to the Tower of Owen with Desch and figure out what his destiny is. So we're going to sail, and of course get into some battles. Now the reason we're heading to the Tower of Owen is a couple reasons. One is to try to get rid of this whirlpool, which prevents us from going through. We're going to save before we head into the Tower of Owen. And 2 is there's some calamity potentially, hello frogs, that could happen here in the Tower of Owen. We're not sure what it is, but the Gulgans told us, you need to come here. There's something important going on. And this is what all the battles are going to look like in the Tower of Owen. Auto battle, physical attacks. There's nothing really of consequence in this dungeon that's really worthwhile. Everything goes down pretty quickly, depending on your level, with a few physical attacks. Now, the biggest concern is that some of the enemies can actually inflict ailments on you, specifically the silence ability and also the poison ailment. So here we get to the checkpoint, so to speak, of essentially that we need the toad spell, which we got at Gulgan Gulch. And Refia does not want to be a toad. Too bad, Refia. We all have to be toads. You want to be careful here because when you are in the toad status, essentially you are unable to basically defend yourself. You're very limited in your actions and your defense gets cut pretty dramatically. Now fortunately you do not have to stay in it. All you have to do is do it to go through that particular opening there, and now we can change back to our normal selves. So next up we're going to climb the tower. And while we do so, we're going to hear some weird voices. So this is reminiscent of Mount Ordeals in Final Fantasy IV, where we heard kind of strange voices from the Abyss, kind of freaking us out a little bit. We're going to ignore them, and we're just going to move on. The Tower Owen is pretty tall. I want to say it's like maybe 9 or 10 floors total, but the floors are pretty short. Each floor has about 1 treasure chest, and then you gotta hook around and find the steps up to the next level. The encounter rate on the lower floors doesn't seem to be super high, but as you get higher in the tower, it does seem to go up. So you can expect about 1, maybe 2 battles per floor, depending on whether you grab all the treasure and how much you kind of dink around there. So we're going to get our second example here of someone talking to us from the void, and they're just going to, I guess, laugh at us? Is that a laugh? Not the traditional laugh you would see. But that's okay. We're going to ignore it, as you might expect, and we're going to head over here and grab this chest, which is another spark dagger. So I'll give that to my thief. So now Luneth has 2 spark daggers, increasing his attack power by quite a bit. And then we'll head on to the next floor. So we're actually already approaching the halfway point of the tower. Pretty quick. So you'll notice on this floor, you can't really advance. There's this huge wall in the way. And if you head over here to the left, we get another voice. And that voice says, you will never find your way through this place. Well, challenge accepted. Obviously there has to be some way, right? So maybe we should talk to Desch. Maybe Desch has some suggestions. We'll show you who's lost. Uh-huh. That's some good bravado. Desch says there's a hidden switch somewhere. All right, I wonder where it could be. Where could this hidden switch be? There's no possible way to know where it... Oh, there it is. Sparkle point in the pretty obvious spot that you would expect maybe the switch would be. And that lowers the wall, allowing us to continue onward. So we'll hook around, and we will not miss this treasure chest. Although it's only an echo herb. Not too great. But we're going to head on up. Now, it's not a bad idea to do some battling. You don't want to overtax yourself. Make sure you save yourself for the boss encounter at the top. But if you can gain a couple levels, get up to level, 16 or 17, that will make the boss encounter, more manageable. This is the first actual difficult boss encounter in the game. So we've had previous bosses, of course, the Djinn, the land turtle, but they went down pretty quickly. Mainly because they gave us, special items and things like that. They were more tutorial bosses. This is the first real boss in the game. And I am getting nailed with all sorts of ailments here. So I'm going to get rid of poison, and I'm also going to get rid of the silence effect. Even though it was just on my physical attackers, so not a huge deal, right? As long as your physical attackers are the ones silenced, you don't really have to get rid of that ailment, but that's up to you. I like to be clear. Not of any sort of nastiness oozing through my body. But we're almost there. Of course, we'll get a fight right before the steps. A few more floors to go. So we have lots of items on this floor. And we have lots of enemies just trying to make sure that we're in the worst possible shape possible. So we're going to head around this corner, grab this chest, and we get the Salaman sword, which is an upgrade for our warrior. Increases the attack power, and it does fire damage as well. So any enemies that are weak to fire are going to take a little extra damage with that weapon. And there's your flame mail. So if you waited and didn't buy one in the Village of Ancients, there's your opportunity to get one for any melee class. And we get a Zeus Wrath, and that is it. So now we just have the boss encounter. So let's heal up. Now that we're all ready to go, let's see what's at the top. Uh-oh. Medusa! Working for Lord Zandi? Zondi? Ah! Well, I would rather not die. So I guess that means you have to die. And what the heck happened to your body? And oh crap! I forgot to turn off auto battle. Well, that sucks. Yeah, if you leave auto battle on in between battles, like if you end the previous battle with auto battle on, the next one will go right into it, and there is not a lot of time to cancel it. So you have to be very careful with that. And great. My white mage is silenced. So Medusa lost her body, has all these snakes staring at us, which is of course freaky, and also attacks multiple times. And each of their attack can do a lot of damage physically if they attack with physical damage. They can also use magic spells, things like Blizzara. And as you can see, they can inflict ailments on us. So they can silence us, and they also can use the stare ability to turn us into stone. Ow. Okay. So Luneth really took a beating there. So I'm going to actually probably use a high potion, even though it's pretty wasteful. I don't want him to die. It's easier to get high potions in this game than it is to get Phoenix Downs. But in terms of attacking, what you're going to want to do is obviously your most powerful attacks. And then keeping your party members as tip-top shape as you can. So we're going to use the level 2 elemental spells from Arc as our black mage. They're going to do around 400 to 500 damage, depending on your level. We're going to physical attack with Ingus, and when we can with Lunith. And that's going to do around 100 to 200 damage, give or take. And then Refia's job is to try to keep everyone as high as possible in terms of their HP total. And as I said, this battle... Oh, jeez. This battle can be very difficult, especially if if Medusa starts petrifying people. That can turn bad really quickly. Now, in the original, in the Famicom version, Medusa really just used petrification, like would just keep doing the stare ability over and over again, and it would typically miss, like it hardly ever hit. So it was a pretty easy battle. With the remakes, obviously, they changed her AI pattern, and now she is much more dangerous. But manageable. Again, that's why I want to be around level 15. If you're lower than 15, if you're 14 or 13 or 12, it's going to be a much more difficult battle. You're going to find that she's going to hit a lot harder because you don't have as much HP, and she has about 3,000 hit points, so it's going to take quite a while to get through all of that. Now, once you run out of your second level elemental spells, you want to start using items. You can use items with Arc that do magic attacks like the staff. You can use your attack items if you want, things like Zeus's Wrath. But again, I'm going to save those. There are future boss battles where those are going to be more important than this fight. But it is a lot of time. So the Tower of Owen does take about 15 to 20 minutes to get through, giving random battles and all that stuff. So if you do want to just safely fight her and kill her, then maybe using those attack items is worthwhile to you. So we're almost done here. I think I've done about 26 or 2,700 damage after this round. Oh man. Okay, and we're in pretty good shape. So I think I'm just gonna go all out here. We're just gonna attack with everybody. I'll even use a magic spell here via item with Refia. Oh, and Desch is jumping in. He's like, I'm gonna get this kill. Not quite. 30 damage. Well, thanks, Desch. Maybe it'll be important. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Down goes Medusa. Nobody was turned to stone. Nobody died. Pretty good fight. If a bit longer than I would hope. So we get a good amount of experience, good amount of job experience. And now we got to find out what's going to happen. We got bad music, so that's not a good sign. Something's going to blow up. And Desch got his memory back. He's an ancient. And his job was to protect this tower. And he's done a terrible job. So what are you going to do about it? You going to fix it? That'd be nice. Oh no. I mean, yeah, that would probably be bad. You're gonna go inside and try to stabilize the tower into that lava flow? Or molten metal flow? Oh. And you're gonna die. Well, I guess sacrifice is a part of Final Fantasies when it comes to secondary characters. I mean, we haven't known you that long, Desch, and you're a little bit of a jerk, but I don't want you to die, really. But I guess you have to. It's your destiny. And we have to go to the dwarf area next, Dwarf Island. Alright, I won't forget you either, Desch. Goodbye. Take care of yourself. Come back alive if possible. And we end up on the ship. Was it all a dream? Or did we get sent here by someone? And I guess he saved the tower. And the maelstrom is going away, which means we can progress through and get out of this little area of the continent and get to some other areas. Awesome. So next time, we're going to head to the Dwarf Island and check that place out. As always, viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Rip Desch, we'll miss you, buddy. But we'll continue onward and see what we can find next time. So long.